quality evidence rubric was used by students, conducted by students, and the ownership of their work and evaluation was completely on the students. Students evaluated their work from the previous day. They evaluated their work even if they were not finished, which was a very key point to me. Many students do not get a chance to finish their work, but it's important that they are able to evaluate themselves even if it is not complete. It occurred every day. The teacher said multiple times we're going to evaluate ourselves just like how we do every day, every class period, which let me know that they do this form of evaluation very often. The rubric was used. The teacher made it a point that it was not based on opinion. He made it very clear to students that they're not using their opinions. They're not using what they think. They are strictly using the rubric to grade and assess themselves. The students then, after having a moment to evaluate their work and look at the rubric, were able to give feedback. Another key point I noticed about the specific rubric is that the rubric was created by the teacher. It was not a rubric that was given from the district. The teacher used his knowledge of standards to create a common rubric. Another key point I noticed was that the rubric is what he stated about the rubric being used for multiple units. Each unit, he did not create a new rubric. He used the same exact rubric each time, allowing the kids to get familiar with the rubric and being able to cross over multiple standards with just that one rubric, which I thought was very important. When students again used that rubric, they then took a moment to give feedback to each other. The teacher used the sentence frames, what do you give yourself? And the student rated themselves based on a 1 or 2 or 3 or a 4 being exemplary work. The teacher also used the sentence frame, how did you do that, or why would you rate your work on the scale of a 4 or a 3 or whatever you rated your work. And the students had to back up their rating of their work with evidence from the rubric, which I thought was very notable. The teacher then took a class survey of student work. He said, give me a thumbs up if you rated yourself a 4, give me a thumbs up if you rated yourself a 3, and so forth. The teacher also made it a point to, at the beginning, before they assess themselves, and after, to let them know that their rubric should be the only thing that they are using, not their opinions, not their thoughts. They should strictly use just the rubric and the guidelines of the rubric. At the end of the video, the teacher compared the evaluation of quality evidence rubric as a ladder. As students pulling themselves up the ladder, they're able to see where they're currently at, gauge where they're currently at, and then see how they progress. How can they get from this 3 to a 4? What do they need to do? What are they missing? What do they need to put forth more? Some students said organize in the video, and they're able to take their own feedback and able to move themselves